Okay, so last week we started talking about patterns with multiplying with tens and paying attention to multiplying with fives, okay? I want to remind you really quickly that you will be graded on your notebooks. So I will be grading Unit 3 notebooks over when we're in outdoor ed. That is my goal, is to go over them for Unit 3. So know that for Unit 4, you need to be working fresh. For 4-3, be working on the left side. You can use the left side and the right side. And then for 4-4, you'll start again on the left side, okay? So today I'm going to be sharing a couple of methods with you for multiplication. We're going to understand how the place value model can be used to solve multi-digit multiplication problems. We did the place value model last year, the area model, and once I show it to you, I know that some light bulbs are going to go on. So that's why I'm not overly concerned about it, because you've done this before. So the activities we're going to do today are the place value model and the expanded notation model, 2-digit by 2-digit. So first of all, we have the place value model. And what I want you to see, it's an area. You are figuring out basically an area for 4 rectangles, okay? So you have your one rectangle here, which is 40 by 60. You have one rectangle here, which is 40 by 7. You have one rectangle here, which is 3 by 60. And you have one rectangle here, which is 3 by 7. We know when we're figuring out area, it's length times width. Where did I get the 60, the 40, the 3, and the 7? You might ask. Well, if our multiplication problem is 43 times 67, you use the place value there to figure out your rectangles. So I have 6 10s and 7 1s. That's the second number goes on top. The first number goes on the left. So the second number is 67. Thumbs up if you see that. And you see that 67 is 60 plus 7. Okay? You should be writing this in your notebook because this is a form of notes. If you're taking this from your student book and you're going to put it in later, that's fine. However, if you draw this and actually physically make it, you're kind of imprinting it on your brain. The first number is 43, and it goes along the left side. It's 4 10s, 3 1s. Then from there, that's where you get your multiplication problems, okay? Because for the red triangle, it's 40 times 60. For the blue rectangle, it's 3 times 60. The green rectangle is 7 times 40. And then the black rectangle is 3 times 7. I'm going to interject here while maybe you might be writing something down. Is this the only way to figure this out? No. This is one of 4 different ways that I'm going to show you over today and tonight. And this should be a refresher. Yes or no? Does this look similar to something we did last year? Yes. So this is one method for multiplication, or one strategy, all right? So a flower garden is 67 inches long and 43 inches wide. What is the area of the garden? So place value sections are used to solve the problem below. So I have 4 different sections of this garden now. I have 2,400 in the red, I have 180 in the blue, I have 280 in the green, and I have 21 in the black. So now, in order to find out the total area of this rectangle, I need to add all 4 of those sections together. So I have my thousands, I have my hundreds, I have my tens, and I have my ones. We're going to add all of those together, 16, 17, 18, 6, 2. So the total area is 2,681 squared inches. I wrote, but it says it. I didn't write it correctly. So this is 2. My bad. 6, 7.
And the one below it is
180. That's what I did. So it's really 2881. Ooh, I like that detective number work. Again, I make mistakes. Mistakes are okay. You don't have to be perfect. I have a very growth mindset about it, about math. Math is you're supposed to make mistakes so you can learn from them and find them. And I appreciate you being polite and respectful about finding mine. I do. Oh, this is for you, Carson. Let's try this again. Let's do another example that we're having to fill it out together, okay? So we're going to do the first number down the left-hand side. So I have 30 plus 9, right? That equals 39. Are you writing it with me? That's what taking notes is. Then you have 54. 50 plus 4. So if I'm doing the red triangle, it's 30 times 50. In the blue rectangle, it will be 50 times 9. In the green rectangle, I have 30 times 4. And in the black rectangle, I have 9 times 4. And the reason we did all those 0 lessons and multiplying by 5s, how much faster can we multiply now? A lot faster, right? Because we already know that what 3 times 5 is 15, and this needs 2 zeros. Right? We know that 4 times 5 is 45, and we need 1 0. We know that 3 times 4 is 12, and we need 1 0. We know that 9 times 4 is 36. So now we need to add all of these sections together to get the entire area. So you have 15, and you have to be careful that you copy it correctly. 450, 120, and 36. 6, 5, 10, 11, 2,106. It says each row has 54 seats. How many seats are there in the theater? There's 2,106 seats in the theater. Expanded notation is the next method, and this is like place value sections, only without all of the square business. Okay? So you're still pulling apart your numbers. So for example, 43 times 67, you're still pulling that apart. 40 plus 3, 60 plus 7. Because we know that it's a heck of a lot easier to multiply with zeros, yes? We can do that pretty quick because we know our multiplication facts. So now you're going to do exactly the same thing, only you're just putting the place values here. So 40 times 60 equals 2,400. 40 times 7 equals 280. 3 times 60 equals 180. 3 times 7 equals 21. And then you add them all up. So we know that A is 24, right? 100. We know that B is 280. We know that C is 180. And we know that D is 21. So when you're doing your expanded notation, you don't have to draw the box if you don't want to. We're going to do an example for your notes so you have it. But with the expanded notation, You truly don't need to have the box if you don't want it. There are 32 cattle cars on today's train to Detroit. 32. Each car holds 28 cows. How many cows are on the train? Because we all love cows. Why not? Now, if the square helps you, you can draw it as a safety net over here. You would draw a box, and you would make it into 4 sections. Okay? Thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. Okay? So you would have 30 and 2 here, and you would have 20 and 8 here. But if you were writing your multiplication problems out, you're going to stack them. If you think you can go, go. So you're going to say 20 times 30. You're going to say, what did we say B was? 40, 20 times 8. 2 times 20 and 2 times 8, right? Check my work. Did I do that right? Did anybody see my mess up? This should be B. What did I mess up on? What should it be? It should be 30 times 8, right? All right, so C. Letter C is 2 times 20. And this is D. Do you see where I'm going with the place values? Okay, so I have 6 and 2 zeros. I have 24 with a 0. I have 40 with a 0. And I have 16. So now you're going to add that up. 896 cows. How are you feeling about this, friends? Yes, sir. The big difference between the box and the plate and the stacking, you just get rid of the box. Okay? You're doing exactly the same steps. You're multiplying and adding the same exact numbers. It's just in the way you visually are seeing it.